Get it. Get it. Get it.
Acting like it's something that it wasn't. These niggas, they just stunting out in public. Book me for another show and we gon' thug it. Ayy, cut it, cut it, cut it, you got it, cut it, cut it. You know this price is way too high. You got it, cut it, cut it. Ayy.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy E-Fitness, aka Surflex a lot. Before we begin the video, don't forget to like my video, share my video, and like my video again because you already know that my video is going to be good. Today's topic, how to build muscle. And as we like to do here, we're going to break it down into 3 easy parts. We're going to talk about diet and nutrition. Then we're going to talk about the exercises that you need to partake in to actually see results. And then we're going to talk about rest and recuperation. So let's get right down to business. First, let's talk about diet and nutrition. Now, the first thing that you need to know about building muscle is that you need protein. Without protein, you're not going to build muscle. It's inevitable. Protein is the building blocks of muscle. So if you don't have any protein, it's comparable to trying to build a mansion or a nice house without any bricks. Guess what's going to happen? You won't be able to do it. And the reason being is not because you don't have the skills necessary to actually build a house. It's just that you don't have the proper tools. So you definitely want to get enough protein. I highly recommend at least 1 gram of protein per gram of body weight. So right now I'm at about 200 pounds, which means that I need at least 200 grams of protein to actually build muscle. And you might ask me, hey, E-Fitness, I don't know how to track protein. I don't know how to measure 200 grams of protein. Well, there's apps like MyFitnessPal. You better get a full scale. You can Google it. Everything's online nowadays, so there's no excuse. Just find a way, make sure that you're getting at least 1 gram per pound, of body weight. The next macronutrient that we're going to talk about are fats. A lot of people get it misconstrued and think that fats are bad. Fats are actually good for you. What you need is at least 20% of your calories coming from fat. The reason being is because it's responsible for testosterone production. Without enough fats, that 20% that I'm referring to, you're not going to produce enough testosterone, and guess what? You're not going to build enough muscle. And the last macronutrient is carbohydrates. Again, a lot of people get stuck on losing weight and they don't like to consume carbohydrates, but you need those carbohydrates to build muscle as well. The reason being is because they get stored in your muscles as glycogen, which is basically energy stores that allows you to lift the heavy weights. The key is to not go over the amount that you need to actually build muscle. So a lot of bodybuilders, they like to go with the 40-40 split. That's 40% of the calories from protein, 40% of the calories from carbs, and 20% from fats. I like to deviate from that a little bit, but that's not important. You have to find out what works for your body and stick to it. But remember, you need all 3 macronutrients. You need proteins, you need good fats, and you need carbohydrates. Now let's go ahead and discuss the next segment. The next topic that we're going to discuss is the workouts that you need to partake in to ensure that you're building your muscle most efficiently. Now, to do this, we like to aim for what we refer to as hypertrophy. This word broken down simply means excessive muscle growth. Now, the reason that you want to aim for hypertrophy is because it's the most efficient way. You want to do everything in life efficiently. So the reason that you're not going to the gym and doing your 1 rep max only 5 times and then leaving the gym is because you're not going to build as much muscle as if you were to do 8 to 12 reps. Scientific evidence supports this. In fact, the reason being is because what's going to happen is by doing more reps, you're spending more time under tension, and you're allowing your body to tear down those microfibers that's going to need to get repaired later. So you want to aim for hypertrophy and not just go in the gym and lift as heavy as possible all the time. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about is rest and recuperation. You have to get your rest. If you don't get rest, you're not going to grow. In fact, whether you know it or not, your muscles actually don't grow in the gym. As I mentioned before, what you're doing in the gym is you're tearing those muscles down. And then once the protein gets shuttled to the muscles, that's when they repair. And you know when that happens? It's when you rest. Now, I'm not saying that every time you go to the gym, you take a week off. I'm not saying that. I would never advocate that. In fact, sometimes I don't even take days off during the week. But what I do is I isolate body parts. So say, for example, if I work chest on Monday, I won't work chest again until Thursday. And what that means is that my chest has 72 hours to recuperate. The proper time for rest is about 48 to 72 hours to actually recuperate. So you want to make sure that you're getting the rest because, as I mentioned before, and this is imperative, muscles aren't made in the gym. They're made while you rest. They're broken down in the gym, because you're tearing them up when you're doing those sets, those 100 sets, whatever you do, you're tearing those muscles down, you're breaking them down. But when you rest and let your muscles recuperate with nutrition and proper rest and isolating your workouts, that's when you're actually building the muscles. That's when those fibers actually recuperate, and that's when your muscles come back thicker and stronger. But anyways, this video is getting way too long. I got stuff to do. It's your boy E-Fitness, aka Sir Flex a lot. Don't forget to like my video. I'm out.
You know the cut it. You know this price is way too high. You know the cut it.